Buckle up, because this is one of the weirdest and most satisfying things that has ever happened to me. I live in a gated suburban neighborhood run by a notoriously power-hungry HOA. Most of the time, they're just annoying, sending letters if your lawn grows half an inch too long or if your garbage cans are visible from the street. I've learned to ignore most of their nitpicking. But then came Karen. Karen is the self-appointed queen of the HOA. She wasn't elected. She just bullied her way into the board, then took over as president when the previous one retired and no one else wanted the headache. My story begins when I stopped receiving mail for a few days. At first, I thought nothing of it. It was a slow week anyway, no packages, no bills due. Then I got a text from a friend saying his wedding invite had been returned undeliverable. Huh? I went to the post office and guess what? According to their system, I had filed a change of address form redirecting my mail to a P.O. box in a neighboring city. The kicker? The address wasn't a regular P.O. box. It belonged to a correctional facility. I stared at the clerk in disbelief. Why would I redirect my mail to a prison? She shrugged. It was filed online. Do you want to dispute it? Yeah. I had to fill out a fraud affidavit, provide ID, and wait for a few days while they investigated. During that time, I got nothing, no mortgage statements, no credit card bills, no Amazon orders. I even got a final notice from my electric company that they'd sent a shut-off warning to my new address. The prison. Needless to say, I was furious. But here's where it gets juicy. When the USPS finished their internal check, they let me know the change of address request had been submitted using HOA letterhead, along with a typed authorization letter stating I had moved, and the HOA was helping facilitate the transition. The name signed at the bottom? Karen, last name, HOA president. Couldn't believe it. She had literally forged a fake change of address form and submitted it on my behalf using the HOA's name. I called her immediately. She picked up with her usual smug tone. Oh, yes, I was wondering when you'd notice. We've had several issues with your property not complying with mail visibility guidelines. I thought maybe you were transitioning out, so I expedited things. She said it like she was helping me, like redirecting my personal and financial mail to a prison was an act of service. You committed mail fraud, I said. Don't be dramatic, she snapped. You can fix it with a few clicks. I didn't yell. I didn't threaten. I just hung up and got to work. Here's how I got her back. First, I filed an official report with the USPS postal inspector. Mail fraud is a federal crime. They take it very seriously, especially when someone tampers with address changes and intercepts mail. Second, I printed every email Karen had ever sent me that mentioned my address. I highlighted where she stated I was no longer living there and forwarded it along with my report. Third, I contacted a lawyer friend who helped me draft a cease and desist, citing damages due to her unauthorized mail tampering, including late fees and potential identity theft. A week later, I got a call from an investigator assigned to the case. He confirmed the USPS traced the IP address used to file the change online. Want to guess whose address it belonged to? Karen's home Wi-Fi. I didn't even have to go to court. She was slapped with a $5,000 federal fine, put on probation, and forced to submit a written apology, both to me and to the HOA, for misuse of authority and falsifying documents. But the best part? Her own mail was flagged for suspicious activity during the investigation and got rerouted to the same prison address for 2 weeks. Packages, bills, HOA correspondence, everything. She had to go down to the correctional facility and explain to the warden why she was there to retrieve her Better Homes and Garden subscription. The cherry on top? At the next HOA meeting, she tried to quietly step down. But someone brought a cake that said, "Welcome home, Karen." Hope Prison was nice.